This Uber driver went missing on the 27th of September after it was said she picked up a regular customer whom she was familiar with to his destination. But little did she know that she may have picked up a serial killer. 35-year-old Victoria Mumbua Moloki was said to be a mother of 3 children. It is not stated if she was married, divorced, or if she was a single mother, and what we know is that she took up Uber to support her family and provide for her children. And so, on Friday the 27th of September, it was said she picked up a regular customer by the name of Edwin Inyetich, a man who they say is familiar with her, a man whom she may have given a ride 1 or 2 times. And so on this day, it is believed that Edwin asked her to do this ride offline, and they were supposed to ride to another county in Kenya. And you know, a lot of these Uber drivers usually enjoy this offline ride. It's sort of beneficial to them because they tend to make more money. So I'm sure Victoria did not hesitate when the offline ride was offered to her because this meant more money for her. Unfortunately, somewhere along the ride, Edwin attacked her. She probably did not see it coming, but the attack was so vicious that he was able to overpower her, end up tying her up and putting her to the back of the vehicle, where he then took over the vehicle and continued the ride to his destination. While he was driving, she was behind the car, tied up, beating and begging for him to stop, begging for him to let her go. And this infuriated him even more that he stopped the car halfway and attacked her some more to the point she lost her life. He drove the car some more and got to a bushy part where he dumped her body and then went on with the vehicle. While all this was happening, Victoria's family members were trying to get to her, the children were trying to reach her, her siblings, her parents, but nobody could get her. And that was when they knew something bad may have happened to her because she was very quick to take her calls and she was very quick to return her calls. And she usually calls to check up on them, and she didn't even return home that day. It was also said that she usually doesn't take night journeys, so it is possible if she did not return home that night, then that would have been where the red flag of their concern would have stemmed from. In a bid to find her, they posted her pictures on social media, even posted her vehicle, asking if anyone had seen her, that she was a missing person. On Sunday the 29th of September, somebody spotted the vehicle and also spotted someone strange inside the vehicle that wasn't Victoria. And that was how they knew that they were most likely close to finding where Victoria was. Immediately, the police were informed and that vehicle was chased. And that was how Edwin was eventually caught and arrested and found with the vehicle that belonged to Victoria. At the same time, Victoria's body had been found where it was dumped in Kayambu County, and people had taken her body to the mortuary and had marked it as unknown, like a Jane Doe, because they did not know who she was or where she came from. On the flip side, Edwin is being interrogated in the police custody, where he eventually gives in and confesses to stealing the car from Victoria and killing her. But when he takes the police to where he had dumped her body, they could not find the body there. This whole time, Victoria's family, they are hoping that she comes back alive, and somewhere along the line, someone gives them a phone call telling them that they found Victoria, but she was in critical condition. They needed to rush her to a hospital. And the family fell for it. They believed whoever this person was a good Samaritan, and so they sent money to this stranger, not knowing that this was all a scam. When they tried to call the person back, the number was unreachable. The police also claimed to have tried to trace who this person was, but they could not find the person, and nothing was said about whether or not they were able to find who the caller was or who the scammer was. Eventually, the police were able to trace her body to the mortuary where it was kept, and an autopsy was conducted on her, where they realized that she suffered a lot of blunt force trauma and strangulation that played a role in her death. More investigation was done into Edwin, where they learned that he was a serial car snatcher, that he was fond of stealing vehicles. And this was not his first time, and this was not his second time. The only thing that was not stated is whether or not he had killed some of the people he stole the vehicles from. That was not stated. But what a lot of people know, or what came out, was that he steals vehicles from people and then sell it in Uganda and sell it to other dealers. The police, however, thinks he uses this car to ship drugs and traffic hard drugs so that he would not be easily traced and so that the vehicles would not be traced back to him. Although, despite the fact that he may have stolen multiple cars, and people are saying that some of these people who own the cars weren't killed, another victim was also mentioned that may have been killed by Edwin, a man named George, who they believe passed some time ago after his car was stolen. But that may not have been confirmed, and it's not clear if Edwin had confessed to it. But people believe that he may have done it because it's consistent with the way Victoria's vehicle was stolen and how she lost her life. Victoria was buried on the 26th of October, and Edwin is set to face trial on multiple robbery charge and 2 counts of murder. I don't see him getting out of this alive, but it's really unfortunate and that this woman had to suffer this kind of pain in the hands of someone she knew. I've always said this to people: just because you're familiar with somebody on the internet, or you've gone to visit them once or twice, or just because you've known somebody a few times, that doesn't mean you know them completely. If this was her first time meeting Edwin, it would have been one of those, oh, don't pick up strangers or do offline with strangers. But this was somebody she had done a ride with. And I think this is what they usually do. They try to build a friendship and a trust with their intended victim first. You go to see them once or twice, or you've met them once or twice. They bought you stuff, they've chatted with you, they've shared a fake storyline with you just to get you to trust them, so that the next time you see them, you're vulnerable, your guards are down, and that is where they strike. It's really unfortunate. I really hope that this man doesn't get away with this. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification button so whenever there is a new video, you'll be the first to get notified.